Roads bombs at 2 a.m.? Earthquakes happening the same night? Is there a correlation? Oh man! Was that something to wake up to? What is going on, everyone? Wow. This is why the NBA is so special and unique. Drama. The field is wide open. I love everything that happened. I want to discuss how this impacts the four teams involved. Now, throughout the next few days, I'm going to have a boatload of Sixers conversations in regards to how does this affect the Sixers. But as for this video, I want to talk about the four teams involved, the craziness of this move, what was moved around. Holy hell, what a way to wake up this morning. Absolutely stunned. The NBA world is mind blown. I never thought it would be the Clippers, honestly. Coming into this thing and realizing where it was at the last 2 days, it didn't seem like the Clippers were going to be the team. But I have to counter that by saying Kawhi Leonard joining the Lakers, joining LeBron and Anthony Davis, that didn't seem right either. Honestly, it didn't. He doesn't seem like the type of guy that wants to join a powerhouse squad, that wants to join an already built team. We've seen him be Finals MVP in San Antonio. We've seen him be Finals MVP in Toronto. Why would he join the Lakers? It didn't seem that way, and he goes to the Clippers. Now, he takes Paul George with him. Paul George demands a trade out of OKC. He gets traded to the Clippers, and that's what it took from the Clippers upper management. It took sending a boatload to OKC to grab Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, but you do it. You do it because here's your time. Here's your chance to compete with the Los Angeles Lakers. And guess what? That doesn't happen for the Clippers. You are in a position to actually acquire arguably the best player in the league when the Lakers have LeBron and Anthony Davis. You need to do it. You need to put your foot on the gas, make a damn statement, and that's what they did. So going to OKC from LA is a lot. 4 unprotected first-round picks, 1 protected first-round pick, 2 pick swaps, Gallinari's thrown in there, and Gilgeous-Alexander, a nice young player who showed a lot of potential and a lot of upside. They gave up a ton, but I'm telling you, to acquire Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, you do that in a heartbeat. Those first-round picks, you expect them to be in the back end of the first round as it is. If you're ready to compete, if you're ready to go to the NBA Finals, if you're ready to make legitimate runs, first-round picks essentially are not that important. So this roster of the Clippers, damn, they can really do it. They can really battle, and I'm pumped. I am pumped. I love how the NBA right now, there's no legitimate powerhouse super team. There's some teams that have more stars on them than others, but there's no Warriors, holy hell, they're going to dominate the league and take it. This is absolutely outstanding. The Clippers are going to be fun as hell. Kawhi and Paul George together? How the hell is that not going to be so exciting? I'm thrilled to watch that basketball team. Let's talk about what the Lakers did, though, after they realized they were not getting Kawhi Leonard. Here's their starting 5. Rondo's coming back. They get Danny Green for 2 years, $30 million. I think they overpaid for him, but they have the money to at this point since they were waiting for Kawhi and didn't get him. They have that money to spend. They overpaid for Danny Green, but he's obviously a nice player. All right, he's a nice player. I know throughout the playoffs there were times where he didn't have the best games, but nice player, veteran experience, and he's been in NBA Finals before. LeBron, Anthony Davis, and they signed DeMarcus Cousins. So their starting 5 is just that. On their bench, Kyle Kuzma, KCP, JaVale McGee. They get Quinn Cook, and Dudley. So that's the Lakers squad. It's not a bad squad, but it's not insanely scary either. DeMarcus Cousins, a nice pickup for 1 year, but you don't know what he is. He's been through a ton of injuries, the Achilles, and then the quad or the hamstring injury he went through during the playoffs. He's been battling a ton of injuries. Nice lineup, but it's not insanely scary. Not getting Kawhi and not landing another superstar, not really that scary. Good team, though. Over to Toronto. What? What now? What now? There were some rumors out there they were trying to get Paul George. Siakam was in the deal. They essentially couldn't even match what the hell OKC wanted to do, though, because they gave up an obnoxious amount. There's really no way to beat that if you're Toronto. Are they a one-hit wonder? Are they back to being no ones, really? But here's the argument. Do you take one championship with Kawhi Leonard over not having him at all? You're going to hear, we're still going to compete. We still think we're the best in the Eastern Conference. You're going to hear that. Reality is, though, they're not. Reality is they're not. You don't lose Kawhi Leonard and still compete at a high level. You know who said the same thing? The Cleveland Cavaliers when LeBron left. Remember hearing Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love talk about how they still are the ones to beat in the Eastern Conference? How did that end up? You take the 1 year of Kawhi and the championship, you thank him, and you move on and you try and build this thing. But reality is also, no one wants to play in Toronto. You've seen it throughout the years. And I'm not trying to sit here and say people want to play in Philadelphia. It's all about LA, New York. Take a look at what happened this year in the offseason. Where did these stars go? LA, New York. Now, it's funny because the Clippers and the Brooklyn Nets ended up snagging the most in free agency over the Knicks and the Lakers. How about that? That's pretty funny. You haven't really seen that throughout the years. But that's where stars want to be. That's where players want to go. So as for the Toronto Raptors, they look a little dead in the water right now. OKC, with all these picks, you also hear that Russell Westbrook might want to leave. If I'm OKC, I'm moving on from Russell. I really am. This is a perfect time to just start fresh. You have an insane amount of assets, a lot of first-round picks, pick swaps, your own personal picks on top of these. I would sell Russell Westbrook. I'm not a big fan. He's a guy who puts up a ton of numbers, but he never legitimately gets it done. And he's a ball handler that needs the ball in his hands. He is a great talent. He's very athletic. He's explosive. He puts up a ton of numbers, but he's not it. And he needs a lot of help. Realistically, I'd move on. Just start over. Get a bunch of assets and go into this thing sort of like the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, I think the Pelicans are set up a little bit nicer, but go with that approach at this point. I couldn't believe it. It's funny, I pre-recorded a video last night, and it was supposed to go up today at 6 a.m. And it was, as a Sixers fan, do you want Kawhi Leonard in the East, or would you rather him go to the Lakers? Because I don't think the Clippers are a real shot anymore. Would you rather him go to the Lakers? How would that open up the East? And I wake up middle of the night, I see the Woj bomb, my eyes are half open. I got to run to my computer to make sure it doesn't upload, because are you kidding me? And I even said in the beginning of the video, hopefully Kawhi Leonard doesn't make a decision tonight. Of course. This is outstanding for the NBA. The last thing anyone wanted to see was Kawhi to go to the Lakers, and then it just be boring, this super team. No one's really going to be able to beat them. How much fun is this Clippers team going to be to watch? I'm excited to watch just them two play together. I think that's going to be special. People want to compare Michael Jordan to Kawhi Leonard to Michael Jordan. Is Paul George Scottie Pippen? Is he that type of player? How fun is the Clippers-Lakers games going to be? In the same building? Will the fans be 50-50? The battle? What a great job by the upper management for the Clippers. They nailed it. They knew they had to get Paul George. They knew they had to get a piece just to land Kawhi. Fine, do it. Whatever it takes, do it. Give up some young stars. Give up Gallinari. Give up a lot of picks. I don't care. Get it. Get it done. You can argue they've been A+. A+ over the last few years. Doc Rivers, Patrick Beverley. Whew! And like I said, we'll talk about how this relates to the Sixers tomorrow, the next day, probably, because I love talking my Sixers. But I want to analyze this from the trade perspective, from the market of who this affects. The Lakers strike out. And their lineup, it's nice. But I don't think anyone in this league should be deathly afraid. They are a very beatable basketball team. The West is going to be extremely competitive. What do the Houston Rockets do now? It looks like their window is closing. The Denver Nuggets, they were fun last year, but to me, they don't really have the type of level to compete with what's going on at the top of the West, regardless of what the record says. Just phenomenal for the sport of basketball. And it's that simple. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.